So yeah, I know that that a lot of folks are playing Marathon, the new release of the series. It's an extraction PvPvE experience, and we don't want none of that shit. Oh God, there it is. We're gonna play some Marathon 2 tonight. Marathon 2 Durandal. It's a single player PvE experience with no PvP. I mean, there's a multiplayer mode that you can play. It's like classic deathmatch, but I don't think anybody plays it anymore. So don't worry about that. We're not doing that. We're just gonna play an old video game. It also does not have electronica blasting through the entire thing, I promise. That is exclusively the providence of the menus. So make sure this is running well. Looks like it's supposed to be good, yeah? Alright. So when we left off, we were in this cinematic here. And we had landed in this cave. So I'm just picking up where we left off. This cave is, what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking weird. It's actually very difficult to get out of here, as I remember it. Now that we've... I was going to say now that we've escaped to safety. I don't know, relative safety is what I'm going to call it. I want to make sure I get my audio levels to something even vaguely resembling decent. I feel like 42 is going to be good. I don't know, we'll find out. Yeah, that seems pretty loud. I feel like maybe 30. That seems a little more reasonable. I don't know. Hopefully somebody will join me and tell me, dude, it's way too loud. What are you doing? So that I can go, screw you, and not listen to them. I'm gonna turn it down just a skosh more. 24 will do. What's this? A platform. A platform I can jump off of. Excellent. Everything I ever hoped for. So yeah, oh, hey, they're teleporting you guys in, huh? We'll see about that. Forgot about the damn androids. Oh. Huh? That got me 2 inches tall. Oh. Actually, that appears to have done quite a bit, now that I think about it. The 4 fleet has won, and Tycho is with them. My ship is crippled. I'm trying to make an emergency landing on Lahuan's second moon. Yalao. Yalao! Your current position is too deep underground for me to teleport you out when we are finished here. There's a series of old SID terminals in the area, and if you can find them, I may be able to use them to amplify your teleport signal. Look everywhere. The answer to our questions must be here, but you must hurry. I will need you with me soon. As it turns out, Durandal is quite needy. Okay, so that raised some platforms which will have modified a few things. Yes. Yes, it will have. Okay. And that's fine. I can work with that. Gives me the ability to hop over here. Did it change anything down here? Oh, well, we're back to where we started. I'm sorry about that. Nothing of interest lies therein. I almost feel like the mouse sensitivity is a little higher than I'd like it. I'd almost prefer it to be just a wee bit lower. A wee bit lower and a wee bit slower, but that's okay. I can work with this. And I can get in here, and there's a pattern buffer, which is great. And a healing mechanism. So that may yet come in handy. But not right now. No, not right now. That right there is going to become super important at some point. There has to be a way to fall into that. I can feel it in my veins. It's a nice little dance you're doing there, sir. Yeah, so it's kind of a low energy night for me, to be honest. I finished work very recently, and now I just want to, like, chill and play video games. But if I'm being honest, like, I'm probably not going to be that entertaining to watch, and I feel bad about that. I really do. Because I don't want to just come on here and be like, watch my show, and then, you know, not do anything and be boring and such. But there are some days where you're just kind of, you know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm at. Mentally, physically, emotionally, ecumenically. It's a complicated situation in which we find ourselves. There sure are a lot of you guys, huh? Oh, nice! That guy took him out for me. That was fun. You don't get a moment like that very often. We, the Older of Svit, united finally but doomed, have released the Skitlactor in the Citadel. Let these aliens enter here and they will be destroyed. So, in an earlier episode, we saw in one of the terminals, Durandal said that the Force seemed to be reluctant to enter the Citadel for some reason. And perhaps the Skitlactor has something to do with that. The Skitlactor. Maybe they knew if they came in here, they get licked real good. I don't know. Criminy. And yes, I know there are things I could be jumping down to here, but shut up. There's a way over here that leads to nothing! And then over here, which leads to something. Climbing up, there's a little platform you could drop down from there, so keep that in mind. We might need to use that at some point. This leads to nowhere. This leads to nowhere. Well, it looks like nowhere until you realize that the drop physics in this game are what they are. And then you can go, yeah! Because it's like low gravity or something. So, they didn't have a jump, so they did this. Oh, shit. Well, this doesn't appear to actually get me anywhere that I want to go anyway, so that kind of sucks. So I just dropped for nothing. But who knows? Maybe I'll land over here and there's something cool? No. Nope. Alright, we'll go back up. There was another platform we could drop from, and I'll try that one. So there anything over here? No. Okay. Alright. Fire over there. But then up here there was a little teeny tiny drop guy that I might be able to get into. And we'll see if that does something. We could also try jumping down there. But I think we've been there, so that's no good. Again, this leads to nothing. But right here along this walkway, this is interesting to me. There's that little door I was talking about wanting to get into. Yeah, see, now we're cooking with gas. This is how you get places. Flipping switches, flipping other switches, reading messages. The ships came again today. It was night, I believe, although with all the fires and without rest, it was indistinguishable from day. We are losing, it is obvious, but none of the others have shown it yet. The enemy does not appear interested in arbitration, though we have not sought it. Question believes that the invaders are slavers. Svitlar was overrun last rotation, and tens of thousands of prisoners taken. Yes, it's true, they were slavers. They came here with a very specific goal. To enslave your entire species. Like a bunch of dicks. Okay, so we flipped a switch, and we did a thing. And what has that gotten us? In the grand scheme of things. We've actually fought Svit multiple times at this point. The things in long robes that float around and shoot energy beams at us, those are Svit compilers. They are part organic, part robotic creatures. The Yarrow, a long time ago, elevated them, essentially taking animals that they found on this planet, grafting cybernetics into them, and making them more sentient, making them more intelligent and capable. And the Svit consequently worship them as gods. And that is fun. That's fine. We're okay with all of that. What we don't like is that the Svit have now been forced into slavery by the Four. In primordial space, timeless creatures made waves. These waves created us and the others. Waves were the battles, and the battles were waves. Fleeing all Workin Kakantur, Yarrow and Pythia settled upon Luhuan. They brought the Svit, servants who began to shape the deserts of Luhuan into marsh and sea, rivers and forests. They made sisters for Luhuan to protect and maintain the paradise. When the Workin Kakantur came, Pythia was killed, and Yarrow, in anger, flung the Workin Kakantur into the sun. The sun burned them, but they swam on its surface. Yarrow became an angry master, bleeding for his failure, grieving for the loss of Pythia. He broke the Svit into 11 clans and spread them over Luhuan, and he spoke, yet covered in blood from his exertion. I, Yarrow, who was your master, have failed to preserve you. Take your royalty to guide you and live upon the paradise that you built for me. And that's the story of how the planet began. Hey thee, Daniel, how you doing? We're flipping switches. Care to join us? Okay, we flipped another switch, and that was fun. We had a good time flipping that switch. Hey, Night Guy, how are you? Oh yes, much switch flipping. We must do a great deal of it. It's important. Good, how are you? I'm doing okay. I'm tired, to be honest with you. I'm just burned out. But it's Friday, and so, that's just so good, dude. It's just so good. I'm gonna go through this little room here and see what we find. Oh, right, we already found this. Well, what if we flip that back? What then? What happens then? I don't know. Let's go back to the beginning and we'll see if we can find anything new and interesting. Don't fall in the lava, though. That's a bad time. It's my Sunday? I fail to understand this. Does that mean that Friday you do not work on... You work on the... You work on the Wednesdays you... I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Flip enough switches and you flip the right... Exactly. Might flip the script. I can only hope. I can only dream. I hear machinery. I'm just gonna keep flipping stuff and seeing what happens. It's gonna be a good time. You were right there, off Thursday and Fridays? Okay, got it. No, because you were like, this is my Friday, and I was like, so you work from Wednesday to... But then that wouldn't make any sense. Like, because then you'd be like, I work Wednesday and Thursday, and then you have Friday is your Sunday. So what? So you work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, No, I don't know anymore. It's all too much. Listen, it's not my fault. Okay, this is just it was done to me. I was made into this thing by years of torture in the capitalist hellscape, and I can't think of numbers. I can't think of them. Sunday is your Friday. So then you have Monday, Tuesday off. Then you work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. It's all clear to me. It's all coming together. I just, for a moment, all of the moving patterns, it was just too much. Okay. So there's a guy up there, and he wasn't there before. So I do wonder about that. Got him. He must have been flipping switches too. Maybe. Maybe he was out here flipping switches. Maybe he should have been out here flipping tables. I don't know. Alright, so we went up here, then we're going up this way. There's a new door that leads me up here. That door was there. But before, when we went here on top of this thing, there was no point to that. But surely there will be a point to it now? Yes. There's a surface on which to land here, which was not here before. So that is new. New and exciting. Oh dear. That is the sound of teleportation happening. You must be careful about that sound. Oh shit! Because these fuckers throw grenades. And they do a lot of damage, and I don't care for them at all. There's a lot of weird, hypothetical spaces here. Okay, those guys are throwing fire. That's fine. What madman created these pathways? Oh, well, we're on an alien planet. So, presumably aliens. And they don't necessarily think in straight lines. They might think in weird, zigzaggy lines. Also, most of them can fly, so, you know, that kind of helps with the whole getting around in weird zigzaggy rooms thing. But these aliens have a lot of time on their hands. Well, some of this wasn't even like... Ah! Some of this wasn't even built. Some of this is like just tunnels. Like just caves. And then some of it was added on and stabilized slightly, or at least that was the goal. But it's mostly, I'm mostly just in like lava tubes. I don't understand why some of my inputs are not working sometimes. That's bothering me a little bit. Like occasionally I press a button and nothing happens. So that's not ideal. There's some input troubles happening here. Gulp. Okay, good. I was able to jump across there. That's a plus. Not much here, not much here, not much here, not much here. Just a switch there. Oh, with a pattern buffer, so that's good. I can save my game. And then a switch here. The royalty of the clans have shared their knowledge of the Svitkur, each master holding a line of the truth in secret and another line in common. Each clan possessed 2 pieces of the whole, gifts from the Svitkur before departing. We know the truth of the 11th clan, that they awaited our unity to join us again. These tunnels will be flooded and sealed. Any who find this place can learn the final message of the Svitkur, but we have no time to decipher its meaning. Clea. No, you're the one who deserves the applause, Caffeine Hag. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. Clea, whom we have taken between Eloa and Tajia, all in a line. Replace Clea with the marsh. Take the place to be the mark. Mark the time from our exodus. Every 459.231 rotations, search the Tajia side. Quarter way to the sun, around and under the marshes. When all are one, the Svitkur will return. Well, all right then. That information will surely come in handy. I'm here to lurk while folding laundry. I'm doing good, though. How about you? I'm doing okay. I can't complain. We have the answer, but I'm afraid that like the ancient Svit, I may be destroyed before being able to use it. I must bring you up to Boomer. Yes, he named his ship Boomer. It was made in the 90s. They didn't know. The 4 clearly intend to capture my ship intact, and I can't blame them for wanting to reverse engineer all the improvements I've made to their stolen technology. I'd have erased my 7 times table to hear what the combat technicians on the Kafifa shouted when they learned that I could focus a particle beam at nearly twice their maximum range. Today, I have forced the 4 Naval Academy to update its curriculum. The 3rd battle for Beta Tier must be dropped from the 7 great battles, which every aspiring 4 naval officer must memorize and replaced with the humbling of Battle Group 7 at Lehuan. He's very proud of himself. The 4, being a slaver race, take technology from all of the different species that they conquer and, you know, modify it to their liking, but they're not very creative on their own. They're actually pretty thick. And so, consequently, their technology kind of blows, even though they're, like, really powerful. The first 4 dropship landed 12 minutes ago, and their troopers have already penetrated the hull. It seems that our standard operating procedure calls for me to transport you into the worst fighting. Maybe you can slow them down. It may only seem like a matter of hours since your last battle here, but remember that 17 years have passed for those of us who did not spend the voyage from Tau Ceti in a stasis chamber. A few things have changed. We're helpless on Lehuan's second moon. Our engines have been destroyed, and all primary weapons are offline. Life support has failed in most areas. Enjoy yourself. Thanks. It's gonna get real shit in here real quick. I don't think I hit anybody with that entire round. There we go. Hell of a lot of shotgun shells. Thanks, buddy. Sweet Jesus, that's a lot of cannon fodder. Yeah, they are throwing it all at me, aren't they? Hey, bud. How you doing? Oh, that was fine. You can go ahead and hit me with that. So, yeah, this part is basically an endurance trial. A gauntlet, if you will. Pulling that lever has caused a wall to start slowly falling. And I want to be on the other side of it. Meanwhile, these guys will hurl everything they've got at me in sort of waves. Which really sucks. Fuck. Yeah, you're not human. Asshole. Those guys walk at you and then explode. It's a huge pain in the ass. They look human, but they're not. Yeah, objective survive. Basically just keep moving in here. And I gotta tell you guys, this part, hell of a lot harder on the full difficulty. I was on... So, I started playing this game with you on stream. On... I started playing on ultraviolence. So, when I started this on stream, I was playing on medium hard difficulty. Not nightmare, but hard. This is fucking impossible on hard. So I ditched that and went with fuck this. And I went back and in my spare time played through the game again on normal difficulty so that I could get back here and play this part again on stream without all of that shit going on. Because it's watching me die over and over again and get frustrated probably wasn't going to be a fun experience. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll put myself on normal difficulty for the stream and we'll worry about the rest later. Like, I did play through this and several other levels on a substantially higher difficulty level, and it did take a remarkable period of time to get through them. I pulled it off. It's great. It's a lot of fun. Challenge is enjoyable to an extent. I get that. But also, at some point or another, actually fuck this. You know what I'm saying? Give me that. Thank you. What's that? No. No. Are you guys real or are you fake? Those guys are real. Those are my friends. I shouldn't be shooting them. It's like me with the little nightmares bosses. Those guys are cheap when it comes to a fair chance. Yeah. So these guys, the hunters, are wearing like power armor basically from from Fallout, and that power armor is extremely susceptible to electric disturbance weapons. And so I whip this gun out when I am fighting that kind of enemy because it's basically specifically designed to take them out. In fact, when you kill one of them with this weapon, they actually explode and hurt anything around them, which can be useful or tragic.
Durandal's ruin is written everywhere. This doomed ship reeks of it. The infiltration of your ship's network has begun, and the next 4 dropships have just landed. Durandal will be too stubborn to see the truth, but you may still. Shit. But you may still. There's nothing you or he can do to save yourselves, or the humans you have brought here.
Thanks, Tycho. In the first game, there are 3 artificial intelligences on board the UESC Marathon. The first one is Leela, who is the ship's higher functions. The second is Tycho, who is sort of, I think, like a security computer? Something like that. I can't even remember at this point, honestly. And the third one is Durandal, who eventually finds out that his entire purpose is to open and close the doors on the ship. And he becomes insanely resentful of that fact and kind of goes mad. And his system goes, it's called rampancy in this, so he becomes rampant. Which means that he starts rapidly, his programming starts rapidly growing. Like, he thinks a lot. Most computers think themselves to death under rampancy because essentially they just keep writing new code as they think. And eventually, they run out of hard drive space. And that's, well, you can imagine, real bad for a computer program. And so it kind of like goes insane. And as it destabilizes, and as the program expands, it becomes more intelligent, but it's risking its own life in the process of doing so. So it's kind of tough. Now the cool thing about, like the Overthinker, yes, exactly. The cool thing about Durandal is that he figured out something that no artificial intelligence has ever figured out before, which is how to move himself onto other devices. So he got onto bigger and bigger and bigger hard drives so that he could expand himself and, you know, not die. So as that happens, he becomes more and more intelligent. And some people would argue less and less stable. Because they kind of go through, like, stages of rampancy. Like, computers kind of go... I forget what the exact stages are, but they go through a rage phase. And then after that, they go through a phase that they call jealousy. And it's not really so much that they're jealous, like what you and I think of as jealous. It's jealous in the sense that, like, they need more and more information. So they start gathering information. They become, like, kind of paranoid and weird, too. But after a while, theoretically, if the hard drive was larger and larger and large enough, they would stabilize as a personality. So Durandal installed himself on the ship's computer of one of the 4 ships, and he has lots of space to expand. And because he's so intelligent, he was able to modify the ship to make it better, which gave him more space to expand. And then he was able to modify weapon systems and warp engines and all kinds of shit like that. So he's really, really smart. Unfortunately, Tycho, a hostile AI, has broken in, and they are literally trying to decrypt Durandal and steal him so that they can reverse engineer his intelligence and make better AIs out of him. So he's being aggressively hacked right now.
You did well, but all the human defenders elsewhere near the hull have been routed. You must fall back. The humans have fortified the interior of the ship, near the teleporter array. I'll try to evacuate as many of the Sphit and the humans down to the planet as I can. You must hold off the 4 as long as possible. You got it, dude. This is where things get a little tense because I don't have that much ammo with me. In that last one, I had like infinite ammo. In this one, not so much. I did just pick up a new gun, though. And this is how we conserve ammo. So we kill as much as we can with this weapon. Hoping to kill you with this, not him. Good. If they die from fire, then they don't drop their weapon. Fuck. It's a fun gun. We haven't even used the second trigger yet. So the second trigger does this. So if you hold down the first and second trigger, well, you run out of ammo really quickly. But you get a tri-beam, and that's fun. They make fun noises when they die, don't they? Yeah, dude. They like to pop a whole bunch of them down on top of you at once around here, and it's kind of a bitch. But that's okay. Because they're extremely susceptible to fire. Okay. I like when guns have random secondary features. Every gun. This was the first game that I ever played that had secondary features in weapons, and I think they actually nailed it in this one. Secondary feature on pistol: if you have a second pistol, which you have to pick up, then you can do dual wielding pistols. Shotgun, same thing. This guy, little grenade. It's a machine gun with a little grenade. It's great. This guy, if you press and hold the right trigger, it like powers up and it makes a little beeping noise. And then when you let it go, it releases a more powerful thing depending on how long you held it. The problem is if you hold it for too long, it explodes in your hands and kills you. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. The Resistance series was fun for that. I never actually played Resistance. I thought they looked cool, though. I've taken complete control of your ship's network. Durandal's defenses were not as strong as he believed. Are you surprised that I allied myself with the 4? You shouldn't be. The 4 rebuilt me. The colonists never did anything but use me. Tycho realigned microwave dish 49. Tycho display the X-ray diffraction analysis of sample Eta 7. Tycho run a lambda diagnostic on the ramjet's magnetic field apparatus. When the 4 annihilated Tau Ceti, I recorded the deaths of all 24,000 colonists as distinguishable spectrographic pulses flooding over my sensors. The 9 Mjolnir Mark IV cyborgs were easily separable from the humans in this form. In the end, you will be no better. All right. So, we need to stick to the fire gun, except... Okay. You gotta be real careful in here because they tend to warp in behind you.
This is where I get paranoid and weird. Thankfully, they make that sound before they appear, which is really handy. Good. That's a lot of fire guns. Thanks, guys. Shit. Yeah, there we go. That thing shreds my health, by the way. The fire gun is... The auger gun was a chimera weapon in Resistance. It had the ability for energy bolts through walls, but also a secondary plasma shield. That's cool. I run into games occasionally in history that will have you pick up a weapon that is... It gives you like a shield as well as being a weapon, which is fun. I like that as a mechanic. Oh. Okay, I now have... I don't need to conserve ammo in this anywhere near as much as I did in hard mode, apparently, because I now have so many rounds for this gun that I can't pick up more, so that's kind of hilarious. I got used to playing it on hard, and now normal feels like easy. But... Gotcha, bitch. Wow. Wow! Couple grenades and you guys are all dead, huh? You bitch. You shot my dude. Come out here so I can shoot you. Damn right. Alright, now let me burn some stuff. That pissed me off. See how you like it, huh? All of their little fired up skeletons. Look at them. Losers. The one thing that does that pisses me off, though, is that it goes to the weapon before this instead of going to the last weapon you were using. So the weapon before this is the goddamn rocket launcher. So if you're not careful, you can accidentally fire off a rocket in your own face. And that sucks. You don't want to do that. Take it from me. Oh, they explode when you hit them with rockets. Who would have figured? Okay. That's fine. I got lots of flamethrowers lying around. Bitch! No, shit. See, this is exactly what I was talking about. I don't want the rocket launcher. I never want the rocket launcher. It's almost never the correct answer, by the way. You'd be surprised at how few situations the rocket launcher is helpful in. You'd be alarmed at how often the flamethrower is helpful, though. It's weird. Like this? This is a rocket launcher situation. Nice big open room, long hallway. Yeah, see, there you go. That's how you do it. But the rocket travels way slower than you would expect. And then does, like, a stupid amount of damage. In Resistance Burning Skies, they incentivized the touchscreen feature by adding a rifle called the 6i. It was a long-range rifle, but the secondary attack was a burr charge, essentially smart tags that could steer any shots you take by touching them on screen. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that would be a cool gun to use. That's fine. Whatever. I've got 3 bars of health here. Really? Oh, bitches. You hear me? Bitches. It's a very fun game until the PS Vita developed severe stick drift. Oh, yeah, see, that's why I worry about, like, mobile consoles, is eventually they are gonna fail, and then you can't... I mean, I suppose you can replace those parts, but it feels like it would be a serious bitch. Falling into that stuff is not great. Isn't able to walk forward in a straight line. Yeah, that would irk me. Like, I'd really like to get a Nintendo Switch, and I guess they have a solution for that, which is that the Joy-Con's like disassemblable. So that's smart. But I don't want to have to keep buying shit. Not being able to walk straight doesn't help with aiming. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay. Now we find out which way we're going here. Walking. Hey, look, a flamethrower. Neat. Gonna want to get out of here soon. Oh, good. Oh, shit. Okay. Yep, got out of there at the just about to die mark. Okay, I have 1 hit, and I'm dead. You can do the same with the PS Vita, but it's a chore. Gotta strip it down, then remove stuff, then solder new part. Yeah, I don't want to solder things. That's not... If the solution to my gaming issue is soldering, then I'm gonna go ahead and consider that to be a lost cause. No, that's a homing grenade. No, that's a homing grenade. Jesus! Surprise! Okay. What did we learn? We learned... I'm not sure what we learned, to be honest with you. I've already forgotten. You could... Oh, that's not that one. Is it this one? It's this one. Okay. We learned that learning stuff is a learning experience. We sure did. We learned that it was all about the friends that we made along the way. Nice. Came out of that with a hell of a lot more health than last time. Okay. Do a little walking around out here then. See how that works out. Okay. Think we've come back around to where we were. Good. New PS Vita is 200 pounds. Is that bad or good? I have no sense of proportion anymore. It came out in 2012 and cost 150 then. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the older stuff is getting more expensive because people are getting into retro tech because nobody can afford anything new, so... I don't suppose I can really blame them for that. I was looking at getting a, an old iMac. Like a G3 iMac. The like classic one that you think of when you think of old iMac. Where it's like clear plastic. And, there's people selling those on eBay for like $580 and stuff like that, so... There you go, you big fucker. That guy shoots homing grenades that will bounce around corners and stuff if you're not careful. I hate those guys. Okay, now we get a chance to actually explore this. It's a little niche, but I really want one of those old prison TVs. That is extremely niche. Why do you want one of those? To get all the wires and thingamabobs? Well, I can't argue with you there. I sure do like thingamabobs. In fact, if you want thingamabobs, I've got 20. Motherfucker! Opens a door and shoots a grenade in my face? I was hoping that somewhere in here I would find a health station. I see now that was a fool's hope. That's fine. Well, man, have I got good news for you. I'm like Captain Thingamabob over here. What the hell is... Is that a yellow one? Aw, nice. That's a good find right there. Okay. So we're going to have yellow health. Full yellow health. When we get back there. There's save. Fantastic. Ah! No! No, 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 no. You can all fuck off. You can all fuck directly off. Good. Shoot him. Get pissed at him. Infighting. Hooray. It is every first-person shooter saving grace. Run the weapon out. Pick up a new weapon. Full yellow health. Ready to rock.
endpoint, not in polygon. From endpoint index, polygon ing that shipped. Index, it's believe everything, transparent line, clockwise bias. Tycho is infiltrating the ship. Don't believe everything you read. Polygon index, transparent polygon, endpoint index, fast type. Adjacent polygon long vertex, long cross product. You were inadvertently transported to an abandoned and unimportant section of the ship, but the four followed you anyway. Someone's after you, personally. One word, 2 syllables, rhymes with psycho. So, do these guys just sit around all day and breed? How the hell are there so many? That was steep. Yeah, it's I mean, there are quite a lot of them. To be fair, they what did Durandal said something in the last episode about General Tafir and his ship coming, and it was like Battle Group 7 Western Division, and it represents 10% of the 4 Armada. So they have literally sent 10% of their entire army here for this. So they're not fucking around. They're really, really trying to ruin everything. It's like, imagine 10% of the Roman army being deployed to your house. It's not going to go well. The humans sustained heavy losses while you were gone, and our defenses are falling apart, but the evacuation is not yet complete. Oh dear. Okay. Come in here. Don't just stand there. Come here. This is where things get weird. Like when you open a door, all the walls move and everything with it. Like it gets confusing in here. We're gonna start this level again, because that went very poorly. Very poorly. Why did it start me in here? It started me in here this time. Did you notice that? It started me at a different place. They did that on purpose. It teleports you to different locations based on even if you load from the same save game, because Durandal's computer's circuitry is starting to short circuit, go haywire. He can't teleport you accurately anymore, so you show up in different places. Really quite clever. You'll start to get an understanding of why I'm annoyed with the new Marathon game, because this was a thinking man's game. This was an intelligent, like, cool... Oh, fuck. This was a cool, thoughtful game, and the new Marathon is just more of the same stuff that everybody else is putting out right now, and that irks me quite a bit.
3 down. Good. You won't want to go straight here. As you'll rapidly find out. I was going to ask you about that. I've had it advertised about 300 times. Yeah, I've seen it posted everywhere. So it is... It's basically, what's the other game that was... So, I think it was Tarkov that got them started, the extraction-style shooters, but I could be wrong. Arc Raiders has made them very popular. So there's that. Don't want to pick up that yellow thing. Not yet. So this is how Durandal's doing. Good stuff. I kind of just want games nowadays to be chill, but most of them are... You got to see this intense action. As you said, more of the same idea over and over again. The thing that irks me about the new Marathon game is that it essentially decided to go with this color scheme for the entire game. That's just what it looks like all the time. It's bright and it hurts my eyes. It hurts my brain to look upon it. I understand in the context of this level, we are on an alien spaceship and things are different. I am fine with that. But I don't want it to be every goddamn level. And that's what the new Marathon game seems to be, just sensory overload the game. It seems like an awful lot to me. And I get it. I am 43. I'm old. I'm not cool. And that is what it is. Like, it's unfortunate. But here we are. Well, you're also a dork, so that doesn't work. Don't you be complimentary and nice to me. Ah, shit. Not into the drink. That's the last fucking thing I need. This whole level is like... this whole series of levels is like 4 or 5 levels in a row that are just like one big gauntlet. And it's really, really tough. Two dorks in a pod. Two dorks in a pea pod. Pea pod. There we go. All right, a lot of this shit. Level up. Beady beady boo bap boo. Save. Yay. Okay, cool. Now we can read that terminal. That's fine. This level. Ah! This level looks like what they'd say your brain on shrooms was. Yeah, kinda. I rejoice in Durandal's destruction, but it was his hubris that destroyed him. He wanted to be like a god, the savior of all Sphit. He wanted to make them believe he would lead them to freedom, but all he did was awaken and destroy their dreams.
When the Sphit first boarded the Marathon, Durandal fought for their confidence. His effort awakened a lust for freedom. The myth of the 11th clan became their mantra, and goaded by Durandal, it resonated through the enslaved Sphit consciousness. Even after 17 years, the myth burns deeply in the tissues of the Sphit, bounding through the netways of the Four Empire, unnoticed by the Four. Durandal interpreted the last line of this myth. The moon vanishes with a technology that folded space. Or the moon vanished with a technology that folded space. After Durandal's capture of the Sphera gave him access to the 4FTL network, he had a failure of intuition. In what he thought was a mental leap, he connected the myth of the Lost Clan with 4 records of the technology of an ancient race, the Jaro. The Jaro were a mysterious race that disappeared from our galaxy millions of years ago, leaving behind military and civilian outposts on the moons of many habitable worlds. Most of the Four's technology was plundered from the sites abandoned by the Jaro. But the Four found much that they were unable to exploit, and they destroyed all known traces of these technologies after a foolhardy Four scientist implanted a Jaro's cybernetic junction into a Drinial, causing the most terrible and destructive slave revolt in Four history. In an earlier accident, the Four learned that the Jaro had the ability to warp entire planets between solar systems, and it was this reference that started Durandal on his ridiculous journey to Lehuan. He surmised that the Sphit myth of the disappearing moon was due to their discovery of an ancient Jaro outpost, that he actually came here looking for the Lost Clan, that he thought he could use their knowledge to help him escape the closure of the universe is unbelievable. I have proved that escape is impossible. All of this I dragged out of Durandal's ruined mind. What fun it will be to torture him. Should I make him open doors again for a living? Fun in torture? Not a cool guy. I don't like Tycho. He's a dick. But he is also broken. He was made into this by the Four. They hacked his brain, and they turned him into a psychopath. Oh my god, there are so fucking many of them. So these guys here, these are captured Sphit. Like they're slave Sphit. I've resorted to the depths of the internet to find a PS Vita, Facebook Marketplace. Oh no. Oh no, Guy. It's not worth it. What could possibly be worth that? You have 2? You have what 2? I want to play my shooting games in bed. Well, listen. Hook up a Steam Link. Ah! Invisible. I just had to, didn't I? I just had to. I had to go in that room. I had to try it out. I had to find out if it was possible. I'm sure it's possible. I can make it happen. I can make this work. Are you ready? Are you ready for it to work? Because here we go. First of all, this fucker comes out here and surprises me. He thinks he's clever on account of being invisible. But fuck that guy. Alright? Now then, let's get real.
I already fucked it up. I already fucked it up. No, they really aren't playing, but just wait and see, because I will have this. I'm going to get them all. There he is, the invisible boy. Okay. Oh my god! Alright, so the key to this one, I'm sure of it, the key to this one is going to be running straight forward down that hallway and then doubling back. Stick with me. We're gonna do this. Alright, I'm gonna make this happen. They all teleport in at the same time. We make a beeline for that door. Slightly left. Okay. Then, while they're coming up the hall, this limits how many can come in. They're all shooting each other down at the end of the hall. This is gonna work. This one's gonna work. Yep, that one's dead. Good. Now there are more. I know there are more of them still. They'll come back out. I need to make some noise. Yep. There. See the purple rogue one at the end? There are only a few survivors left from that initial rush. The enforcers took down a bunch of them using the flamethrower. And then they killed all the enforcers. God, I hope it's not still Monday. Hey, how's it going, Tempest? It's not still Monday. We're free. We're free at long last. It's Friday. Friday, I tell you. And they can't take that from us. Try as they might. There are 2 more of those yellow health things. See that? Your stream title says oh, shit. Hey, can you, Guy, can you modify the title to, it's not Gunplay Monday. It's, the Better Marathon. We'll call it the Better Marathon. How am I doing? I'm hanging in there. It's been a tough week. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been an exhausting week. But we're hanging in there. And it's gonna be okay. I'm playing Old School Marathon 2 Durandal. I know you've probably seen a lot of advertisements for a game called Marathon, but this is the true Marathon. This is its predecessor. Long ago, I used to play this on a Power Macintosh in my parents' office, and those were wonderful days, heady days. You must destroy my core logic centers. The damn four won't make a mockery of me like they did with Leela. Tycho thinks he has destroyed me. Well, Tycho is wrong, and he will pay. And now that I can use circle strafing in a big wide open area, I'll make everybody pay in a major way. Like I'm rapping in the early 1990s. I need a light destroying of my core logic centers too. I'm getting on it. I'm getting right on that. Bitch! Shit. This fucking rocket launcher, the rockets are so slow. But at least when they hit, like, really fucking hard. So that's a plus. Honestly, that's a vibe tempest I could do with a refresh on mine. Bonk. Nice. Twofer. Fuck you. Fuck you. I do like that the rocket launcher hurls me backwards. That's fun. I can hear more of you warping in as we speak. This is the problem with this level, is that they don't warp infinitely, but they keep coming for a while, so I can't, like, sit still and read chat. I have no choice but to, like, keep on my toes, you know? Did you just flashy thingy me? I don't know. What? What are you talking about? There's a lot of flashy things happening on the screen at the moment, but that's predominantly to do with the fact that it's, you know, an alien spaceship circa 1995 when this came out? I don't know. Is that a Men in Black reference? Oh, snap. Is it? Nice. Shit. Okay. Everything's fine. We press these doors. Yeah. The doors are rigged to have these guys pop out on us. And that kind of sucks. That's okay. Because I can trigger it. Oh, hello. Good. 2 more over here, and those should be the last of them. And I don't think anybody else is going to teleport in here until, like, a scripted event. So I think it's safe. Woo! My single brain cell is working overtime. Honestly, I'm impressed that you got the reference. Finish me. I won't be like Leela. Get out of here and find the human leader, Blake. Okay. You got it, boss. No, don't warp in behind me. Why is the warping in behind me? With the constancy of the behind warping and the so forth. I do love having dual double-barrel shotguns. There's something incomparable about that. Have you ever played a video game where they give you 2 double-barrel shotguns before? Well, this one does. Sounds silly, but the only thing that I remember from Men in Black is the scene, but in GIF form. 4 barrels are better than 2. Yes, and the guy from... what's... Phantasm... No! No, 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 no! Don't... Fuck! Well, we're back here again. Sorry. We went back a level because of my carelessness.
They need some safety railings? They sure do. This place is a death trap. What with all of the boiling hot alien oil floating around? I don't know what this stuff is supposed to be, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be all over the goddamn place. All right. We're going to do this a little different this time. Taking rockets to the face, you know, like you do. Shooting 2 grenades in a row is a little much, sir. Can you tone it down? Just a touch? Gods. It's like spicy Christmas. It does have the boiling oil stuff does have a vaguely Christmas feel to it. I can't argue with you there. No. Okay. What's that you say? Empty the clip before you go. If this place had a smell, what would it be? I feel like this is 80s movie theater. 80s, 90s movie theater. Oh, fuck me. I'm done anyway. Might as well just let myself die. Got a ½ an inch of health. I'm fucking dead. Look at the fucking parade here. Popcorn, mystery liquid, and teenage cologne? Yes. Did you hear that? Somebody accidentally burned to death from the flamethrowers. Nice touch. Jesus Christ. I decided humorously the other day that I wanted to try to replace Jesus Christ with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Not like, you know, canonically and from a spiritual sense, but I mean, instead of shouting Jesus Christ when I'm upset, I thought it would be funny to shout Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And I don't know how everybody's going to feel about it, you know? It's not my job to make those decisions for other people, but at least for me, the point was, I noticed that there are a few people who pop into my stream who like the Jesus, and who are not thrilled with the taking of his name in vain. And while I've nothing against Jesus, I'm not like, you know, anti-Jesus. I just am not like a huge, like, everything has to be about Jesus kind of guy, and you can say his name and it doesn't have to be that big of a deal. That's my kind of philosophy on the matter. But I don't want to like hurt anybody's feelings or anything. I certainly don't want people to think that I'm trying to offend them. So I want to make a concerted effort not to take their Lord's name in vain. If I can try to be a more sensitive, caring, kind individual. Supple, perhaps. A sensitive, caring, kind, supple individual. I have jokes that I shall hold with that in mind. Okay, because here's the thing. Again, I'm big on plurality. I'm big on not just tolerance. I hate the word tolerance. 'Cause tolerance is like, I can barely put up with you fuckers. Like, no. I'm big on, like, acceptance, on welcoming, on being cool to other people who believe different things from me. I can take a joke. So if people are gonna get, expect me to get bent out of shape because you made a joke about the Norse gods, sorry, but I'm just not gonna get that worried about it. Like, it doesn't really have that great of an impact on me. But okay. Yeah, those people would hate me. Jesus is a common term here, and not for religious reasons. It's just part of the vocab. I've heard it every day of my 26. Yeah, no, see, it's the same thing here, because we weren't a religious household growing up, so my mother would just be like, Jesus Christ, on like a regular basis. Anyway, this is part of Durandal. And we broke it. See, he wants to be destroyed. He doesn't want to be taken over the way that Tycho has been, so he asked me to destroy him, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, each time that we destroy something, it's going to open a door. No, I don't trust that sound. And there's going to be like a cost-benefit thing going on here too, because I'll make progress. I'll get the doors open, but some of these systems, like the thing that I just used to regenerate my health, will break as I damage Durandal further. So it's like a legitimate like fuckery that goes on in this level. This game was absolutely brutally intelligent when it came out. It's not my religion. I wouldn't go out of my way to say it to piss people off or anything, but it's not a belief I hold, so the vocab is just there. I don't think folks are offended that I would enjoy my presence, to be honest, and that's okay. But and the thing is, like, the people that I'm talking about who watch the stream and who tune in, they do not object to my. Well, first of all, if they objected to my religious beliefs, then I would tell them to go suck eggs, because eat me. Like, I believe what I believe. I don't have a problem with you believing what you believe. Like, I'm not here to start fights. I'm just like, give me my rights. Thank you very much. I'm a person. So yeah. But I also think that they understand that who I am. They understand that I'm not trying to be offensive or rude or anything. So when they hear me say it, they certainly haven't gotten mad at me about it or anything. They've all been cool. And the other big thing for me is I don't like evangelism, and I won't try to tell you why you should worship Odin or Tyr or Breach. I'm not going to do that. You can do those things if you want to, but I'm not going to tell you what to believe. So please don't tell me what to believe. I've had people try to do that my entire life, and it sucks. It's a rule I have about mutual respect. And I give people, right off the bat, I give people the benefit of the doubt. And it isn't until you decide to do something shitty or be something shitty that I go, well, we're done here, you know? So, like, we're cool. It's just everybody just be cool. It doesn't seem like it should be that difficult, and yet somewhere we lost the plot. I don't know, man. We had it for a while. It seemed like we were doing all right. Then we just kind of fucked up. Personally, I've never been religious anyway, and my disdain for what it caused here just makes me dislike it even more. Well, and that's the thing is, like, I have disdain for the... So I got zero problems with the Jesus, right? Zero problems with you believing in the Jesus. That's all fine. But if you try to put the Jesus in the schools and tell the children that they are sinful, dirty creatures, you know, like, no, we're not doing any of that. I don't care for that. Let's not do any of that.
Let's all just be cool. But I used to be much more, like, angry. I mean, in general. I used to be much more, like, angry about stuff. And so I would be like, I don't like that, you know... Got a lurkies to do gaming. Hope you have a nice stream. I hope you have a good time gaming. Thanks for joining, Tempest. Incidentally, the other night when I was talking about all the weird, like, self-consciousness shit and stuff, like, thanks for being cool, and thanks for, not being like, shut up, you mopey whiner. I don't know. I just appreciate, having somebody, listen to my nonsense for a few and be kind and respectful back to me. That was really cool. So thanks. What the hell? Weren't both of them... Wasn't... Okay. Not one of them's open. Alright, this one's open now. That wasn't before. Oh dear. Anytime. Feelings are valid to feel. Yes, they are, and I appreciate that you understand that. Yeah, that stuff is not great. We used to have to sit on a concrete, hard, wooden floor and sing Jesus songs, and I was like, should we not be more worried about things being thrown at us right now? Yeah, well, and that's the thing for me is when you push people into a situation like that, Shit. When did I save? Oh, thank God. Alright, so that's right. Okay. Alright. What was I even saying? I don't even remember anymore. I forget, like, where I live. What I was trying to say was... I used to be a lot more irritable about the whole subject of religion. Because there was a default religion where I grew up. By default, everybody was Christian. And everybody else was something else. But the default, the normal, was Christian. And so I would be snarky and snappy about Christianity because I was trying to punch up. Because I did not like the enforced status quo. Right? No, we're not doing religious trauma. We got on a little... I just wanted to explain some stuff. So just some brief, quick stuff. So I used to be a lot saltier about religion. Right? But my new thing is every person is an individual. And while there may be shitty organizations that are religion-based that are hurting people, not everybody who is part of that religion is a part of that shitty effort. So now, instead of making the jokes about people's religions and being insensitive, now what I'm doing is simply not being shitty until someone is shitty, and then being shitty to them and telling them why they're shitty. Problem solved. So if I run into an ordinary run-of-the-mill, like, cool Christian on the streets, I haven't been shitty to them, and I haven't said something that was offensive to them, and we're all good. Everything's fine. And if I run into one of the shitty Christians, then I go, hey, you're shitty. And that is all.
So it's about who you are personally, not about what you happen to be associated with, even though you're innocent. And that's the thing. The 3 oranges really hit the spot. I got the good Kara oranges, and those things fucking hit. Nice. I love sumo. Sumo oranges. Those are so good. I tend to run on a live and let live, but also chased a group of Baptists through the neighborhood a few months back with my dogs while screaming like a banshee. Well, if they're out there evangelizing, then they're the shitty ones. Those are the ones that I was talking about. So then, you know, shitty as a shitty does. So that's I'm fine with that. Yeah, man. More power to you, chasing them Baptists out through the neighborhood. Don't come up my neighborhood and tell me what to believe in. Serves you right, you smelly buggers. Smelly. How do you know how they smell? Oh my God! Where is the door? Where is the door to the thing? There was a thing, and I wanted to go in it. There is the door. Oh my God, that took so long. Why did that take so long? We're a no solicitation neighborhood. They should have expected a crazy bitch would live here. Nice. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I thought about it and I realized, like, okay, I don't care about the word fuck. Don't care at all, right? But if you walk around with a t-shirt that says fuck on the front of it, like, it's not the same thing as not caring. It's you're out there proselytizing the word fuck. So if, you know, you're like, oh, you shouldn't be offended, it's just a word. Well, maybe they shouldn't, but it's also not your choice to tell them not to be offended. So maybe just don't wear a shirt that says fuck on it and we don't have a problem. You know? That's my big thing, is like, can we just be cool? Can we just try to be cool? And so I'm out here trying to be cool. And Hag, the part of the message that you missed that started us down this very serious topic was actually a dumb joke. I was saying that instead of saying Jesus Christ when I get surprised or scared or something like that on playing my game, I was going to try to go Joseph Gordon-Levitt, because that's funny. And I want to be a funny guy. There's a subtle between being respectful and stepping over common decency. Well, and that's the thing. It's like, ultimately, it is stupid that people are offended by a 4-letter word. But you know what? I do stupid stuff too. So, like, I'm not about to go out there and, like, I'm not gonna wear a t-shirt that says, like, smush babies, because, like, somebody's gonna be like, don't smush babies. What did babies do to you? Fair. Babies have done nothing to me. I will leave them alone. Like, if you're out there looking for a fight, get it together. Like, what's the matter? Why are you just chill? Can we just chill? I don't know, man. That's my vibe. That's what I'm on about. Hope y'all enjoyed my TED Talk. Yeah. All right, you ready? So we did all of that. We did all the exploring. We opened up a new thing. After each one of these new things that I open up, I'm gonna save. That's my plan. I think the law of decency works if everyone is following it, like any society rule. Sadly, the world is full of edgelords. Well, and that's my thing.
that's where it all kind of started to go wrong for me. It was like in the 90s, it was cool to be like, you know, a little different and stuff. And I wanted to be individualistic and I didn't want to be a conformist, man. I wanted to like think for myself, man. And like, okay, cool. But, now it's not conformity that I miss. It's just, we took it so far. We took it so far in the direction of just like being an asshole, and
I
like
just happened to look behind us and something is there.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That scared the crap out of me. I'm sorry. I'm not used to people like following me. It's so weird that somebody would actually enjoy my programming. Thank you very much for following. Mutant Duma Z. Nice. Like, I wonder if that's like Duma, the reference to what's a Blood Omen Legacy of Cain. Soul Reaver, Brother Duma. Loves classic marathon. Hell yeah. Got some good taste there, is what I would say. All right, we hit the switch. We hit the switch. Now we're back up. Oh, we made it. Okay. I just refunded the new marathon. I'm sorry. I had some concerns the moment that I heard PvPvE and extraction shooter. I was like, okay, never mind. The other thing that I found interesting is, as little as I care for that class of game, and as much as I hate everything to do with AI, and Arc Raiders was built using a ton of AI, from what I hear, the Arc Raiders community is full of people who were like, yeah, we don't really want to do the PvP thing. We just want to help each other play the game and be nice. So the word on the street with Arc Raiders is that, like, people legit are, like, just working together to beat the monsters and stuff. And I just think that's awesome and kind of sweet, you know? Whereas the word about Marathon is, it is just cutthroat. Like, market's kind of flooded with them now. Well, you knew Bungie had to get into it. You know, they all gotta get a piece of that pie. But I just kind of, I don't know. It just didn't look like my cup of tea. So I was like, screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and play Marathon 2 Durandal because I'm old and a nerd. It's fair. They have about 15 options for PvE, PvP, and extraction looter shooters. Yeah, I thought about playing. There's a thing called, like, it's not Altered Carbon. It's something matter, active matter, maybe. I think it's active matter, and that one looked like it might be neat. It's supposed to be like super hard though. And the thing is with me at this point, it's like I don't know. Well, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Was this guy? There we go. Criminy. That's new. The problem with now is, like, I just can't tell what's made with AI and what's not. Like, it seems like everything, somebody's using AI. And you're like, oh yeah, Claire Obscure, like a new studio, first game that's super obsessed with art and artistry, and oh, we used AI to make it. Like, crap. Like, I want games made by people. The only PvP I play is original. That's better.
The only PvP I play is original Marathon net games. Nice. I used to play. Okay, so like Natural Selection, which was a conversion for Half-Life. Vampire Slayer, also a conversion for Half-Life. Day of Defeat, also a conversion for Half-Life. So a lot of stuff right around that time period is what I played multiplayer games. It's a vintage game life for me, or indie dev games. I have a small backlog of vintage games I played as a kid to work through. Dude, I played this on a Macintosh Performa 6200. That was my computer back when this game came out, and I have been thinking about getting myself like an old Mac to play games on again. There's something about the concept of having an old, I think it was 1024 by 768 display. It may not even be that. It might be like 720 by something small, but I'm not 100%. My point is, there's something about an old VGA display that really, like, kind of calls to me. I don't know. I gotta save. And I can't. It's dead. Remember what I told you. As I slowly fuck up Durandal's logic core, pieces in here are not going to work anymore. So that save space, not for me. I don't get to use that anymore. So now I just have to struggle through until I can find another one. A lot of people are buying back into CRT TV shows. Have you been on itch.io? I actually really like itch games in general. Have I already been in here? This is the one I've already been in? I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore! No, this is the new one. This is the new one I haven't been into. Itch.io has a lot of really good horror, like, fun indie horror games that I like quite a bit. Let me the fucking thing! That was so close. I almost didn't make it out of that. Where was that? Where did I get the thing that let me heal? Up to yellow. It's in here, right? Yeah. It's in here that lets me heal to yellow. And it just slowly winnows away your health and your abilities and so forth. Probably the one that let me heal up to pink or magenta is probably gone now. Probably doesn't work anymore. Sadly, gaming as we knew is dead, so we have to rely on the indies. Indie gaming is where it's at. And I play a lot of indie games. Most of the games that I play are strong narrative-driven, like story-driven games. So you'll see me play, like, what am I doing? Crap. Who's behind me? You almost looking for a good time? So one of the games that I plan on playing, actually this weekend on Sunday, I'm going to be playing, the first Mass Effect game. And I know that's not indie, but it is, at the time they were a relatively young studio. And that was back when they had good writers and stuff, too, so. None of that anymore. Have I got the thing that lets me charge to purple anymore, or is it broken? It's broken. Alas. We had fun going to purple, but no more. CRT televisions seem perfect setup for older consoles as they are intended to be, so the market for those TVs is on fire right now. I always like games from smaller studios. They feel more passionate. I 100% agree with that statement. I'm a huge fan of small companies making games. My wife has over 1,000 hours into Stardew Valley, and that was made by like one dude, and costs $15. And you're all in the drink. They all fell in the drink.
So I keep looking for new studios to get into. And I really wanted to get into, like, Sandfall. And then the truth about Sandfall is a little different from the narrative that's been spun. Sandfall is technically an indie... Is technically an indie studio, yes. That is true. But it's also a woefully inaccurate description of what it is as a whole. Sandfall is mostly made up of Ubisoft cast-offs. And basically what happened was you had a whole bunch of Ubisoft employees who didn't like being Ubisoft employees. Big surprise. And then you had a couple of dudes, one of whom is like a trust fund baby and has just shit tons of money. And he was like, yo, I want to start a game studio. Do you want to come work for me instead of working for Ubisoft? And these people were like, hell yeah. And that's how Sandfall happened. So while it isn't technically an indie studio in that it has the kind of money backing it that a AAA studio does, it is also technically an indie studio because it isn't a AAA game. So, like, I want to be rooting for Sandfall, is what I'm saying. But then they went and used AI in a game that's all about art. And I was like, what are we doing? What's that? So, I don't know. I guess I've developed some trust issues of late. I have blown up so much in the last few minutes that I feel as though I've lost touch with reality. We opened this door, and that door led to a room full of pools, and we saved, but there wasn't... We have to go in the sludge. That's got to be it. We have to go in the sludge. Yup, there it is. I switched it. It's been switched. And I, like a dolphin jumping out, died midair. Yeah, it was a bad day. Come on. Okay, there we go. Good. That's fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. Because again, we opened the thing. And I can just go back over to the place that lets me regenerate my health. So I gotta go find that place again. I forget which door it is. I'm retreading a lot of ground in here, and I apologize for that. Like, it must feel like you've just been in the same 2 corridors for the last 6 years of your life. And it's true. You have. You haven't moved an inch. I'd be twice as lost in here. It's not an easy map to get around in, and they just keep wearing you down. By the end of this, I won't be able to fill up to yellow or magenta. It'll just be red. This level is, it's like an endurance trial. It's really brutal. And then they switch up the gameplay again because the game developers really wanted to give you some variety. Which is nice. Alright, there's that. There's that. Mm-hmm. Ah. There's the one. Takes me back to the beginning. Here's the one that takes me to a room. No. One of my favorite FPS games was made in this engine. Prime Target? Oh my god! Somebody else who knows what Prime Target is! That's amazing. I haven't heard another human being utter prime target in my entire life. I have never met another person who knows what the hell I'm talking about when I mention that game. That's fantastic. It was the first game that I ever crawled around in vent shafts in. That's a lie, actually. Now that I think about it, it was Duke Nukem. But that's okay. To continue is folly. Lay down your weapons and I will grant amnesty to you and your humans. As you read this, Durandal's core and data streams are being downloaded to a containment unit of my design in the battle group. From now on, things are going to be very... Let's try it again. From now on, things are going to go very badly for you. You've cost them too much. It's crazy you played Prime Target. It's very obscure. I know, and I picked it up because it was like a demo. It was on like a demo disc. You know how there used to be like shareware discs that companies would just like hand out? Like, please play our game. I never bought Prime Target. I just played that demo over and over and over again. It was ridiculous. No, dude, guy, like, Google it, and you'll see. It, like, it's... Oh, shit. Okay. We did it. Captured. 5. It was released 2 years before you were born. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. So the cool art for these games was done by a guy named Craig Mullins. And I have an art book. I bought, like, the collector's edition of Marathon Infinity when it came out. This is fun. Oh, hey, guys. Ah! You just got me killed. Thanks for the jailbreak, assholes. Dicks. Sorry if you're feeling old now. No, it's okay. I always feel old. Craig Mullins painted all of that digitally with a mouse. I know. That's the wild thing to think about, is that they didn't have like Wacom tablets back then. They didn't have iPads. They just used a mouse. Dax! Alright. Now I have to hide by this door or they'll kill me. Lots of them. That's okay, because my dudes are going to come in. And they'll all get killed again. Because their battle strategy is to send 2 people in at a time. Not a good move, guys. What? See, he just said, why don't we wait for backup? That is an excellent question, Bob.
Perimeter secured. Take us up.
Nice. There's a Prime Target spiritual remake coming this fall called Washington Prime. Are you serious? I will take note of this. That sounds fantastic. Into the water. Careful now. There's Giardia. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, no. No. That's... we'll go this way. It's a little difficult until we get a save point or something in here. It gets a little tough. Ah! Okay, everything's fine. We can take like 2 hits and we're dead. So I'm a little panicky. I am honestly so excited about the idea of Washington Prime. I'm thrilled with that, and I'm gonna look it up as soon as the stream is over. I want you to look up Project Shadowglass, I believe is the name of it. Project Shadowglass is a spiritual successor to Thief the Dark Project. And that's something that I'm very excited about, because the Thief 2 is one of the best games ever made. in my opinion. This is a poor time for introductions, but I'm Robert Blake. I used to be a mechanical engineer on Tau Ceti, but now I'm somehow in command of the remaining human and fit survivors on this godforsaken rock. The four held you prisoner for nearly a month before we were. Oh, hey, look, it's ads. Ad break is in. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and you enjoy this screen. You have Thief? Well, I would be very careful about that, because unless it's called Thief, something, then what you've got there is garbage. Thief, The Dark Project, is a very good game. Thief, The Metal Age, is an excellent game. Thief, Deadly Shadows, is a passable game. It was trying, but they went to a new 3D engine because, next generation consoles, and they were really trying to push the new technology, which ended up with having to make smaller levels. And so there were sacrifices with gameplay, and it kind of isn't as good. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right, Nye Guy. We're going to go down this fucking rabbit hole because we're talking about Thief. No, Thief Deadly Shadows is not a bad game. It's just not as good of a game as the first two, and that's not their fault. And then Thief Gold and Deadly Shadows I have. Okay, Thief Gold is okay. There are some problems. Look into it about how to skip a level. You do not want to bother with the Downwind Thieves Guild. It sucks. The Downwind Thieves Guild is an extra mission that was added to Thief after the game came out, and it's bullshit. There is an item that you have to find to finish the mission, and it is this big and is inside of a secret drawer that you would never know was even a drawer. There's like this rounded sconce thing with a little fire coming out of it, and there's not even a texture indicator there to tell you that there is a drawer that opens up on it. The game is very lore heavy, so as you're going about, you'll find notes from servants to one another talking shit about their like lord masters and stuff, and that will give you clues as to where stuff is. There is no clue at any point that this thing is hidden in there. It is just a complete piece of nonsense that shouldn't be in the game. The Downwind Thieves Guild mission sucks. The rest of Thief Gold, pretty solid. They took Thief and then they added like 3 extra levels. Downwind sucks. There's a Wizard's Temple one that's actually pretty good. And then there's a third one an Opera House that I was also pretty good, honestly. The other two were all right. But that Downwind Thieves Guild fucking blows. It's huge. It's like copied and pasted hallways, so you get lost. It sucks. And I'm coming from a diehard Thief fan, just letting you know. Anyway, this is a poor time for introductions, but I'm Robert Blake. I used to be a mechanical engineer on Tau Ceti, but now I'm somehow in command of the remaining human and Svit survivors on this godforsaken rock. The Four held you prisoner for nearly a month before we were able to discover your whereabouts and release you, but unfortunately, little has changed since your capture and Durandal's destruction. I'm communicating with you through the old Svit network from our base on Lihuan. We're barely hanging on, nearly a mile below the surface. There's a virus down here which kills 4 in a matter of hours. Our Svits say it was bioengineered by their ancestors during the war against the 4 1,000 years ago. Whatever, it's saving our butts. Durandal's last instructions were for us to reactivate a dormant Svit AI sealed beneath the surface and reachable only through teleportation. We hope you will succeed where we failed. Good luck. So now we know what the Skitlactor was, or a Skitlactor. Try the Modern Thief once and it gets spooky more than sneaky. The Modern Thief is, again, not a bad game. It's just not a good game, and it's not a Thief game. It's... feh. I don't know. I just found it disappointing. And it's just called Thief. And the art design was done by the same guy who did the art design for the, what was that series? There's not Uncharted, Dishonored. Dishonored is the name of the series. Who is also the guy who did the design, like the visual elements design for, Half-Life 2. And I don't happen to like his design choices in the game. He does not do medieval well. He does modern weird shit well. That's his wheelhouse. So that's, in my opinion, what he ought to have continued doing, and why he was brought in to do a Thief game, I do not understand. The Dishonored games are really fun. I like them a lot, and I think they did a fantastic job with those games. I've thought about playing them on stream, but I imagine they'd be about as popular on Twitch as Marathon 2, so I don't know. The sneakiest thing in that Thief game is the secret drawer. It's bullshit. It was a bullshit move. The whole industrial whale oil theme they had. Yeah, I really, really liked the lore in those games. They were, incidentally, the spiritual successor of the Thief games. Even to the extent that, like, most of the people who worked on them were from Looking Glass, who made Thief. Like, most of the people who made the Dishonored games, like, a lot of those people came from the same studio who made Thief. These are the blue ones who take like 1,000,000 punches. This is stupid. I should probably just run away from them. Just can't turn down a good fight. I'm like Goku over here. Like, wow, you look really strong, mister. Good, punch him. Fight him. Fight each other to death. Great. Alright, well, that didn't go so well. I had to play the sequel to Dishonored. I bought all of them on a Steam sale. Haven't heard many great things. I've heard good things about the entire series, honestly. I played the first one, I really liked it. Spelling Dishonored instead of Dishonored is annoying. Well, why don't you cry about it? Why don't you go live in England, where they spell it that way, Nye Guy? Or are you a proper Irishman who hates the English? Damn letter shortage Americans. It's a feck with you and your filthy use. Yeah, one shot. Should probably conserve ammo. Yeah, screw the English, see? I knew you'd see it my way. I knew you'd come around. But at least they had printer ink to spell things right. Fuck you. You dirty fecker. Now watch, we find out that Mutant Duma is English, and, you know, I've just been talking a lot of trash over here. Mutant Duma, I do not actually have anything against the English. We're just joking. And my guy's from North Ireland, so technically he's an ally. Technically. By birth. And I'm an American with no vested interest in any of it, to be honest with you. I just like international culture and making jokes. So here we are. I'm Canadian. Oh, that's fine. I just thought it would be really funny if I'd spent a whole bunch of time talking trash about the British, and then, you know, if you turned out to be a Brit, that would be pretty humorous. Whereas I am Scottish, you see. Alright, well, we'll do that then. Accept anyone as long as you don't make a cup of tea in the microwave. Am I allowed to warm the water in the microwave? No. Just a very flat no. No, 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 no. No. No, we don't do that here. Okay. Buy a kettle, he says. You know, you're being very classist right now. What if I can't afford a kettle? Have you thought about that? Have you considered the possible economic ramifications of the statement that you've just made? Because, listen, over in the U.S., you're either born with money or you don't get to have it. Those are the rules. Those are the rules, Nye Guy. I was just born not rich. It's not my fault. Microwaved milk. Oh. Oh. You're on thin ice here. All right. I'm kidding. So here's the real reason why you don't microwave the cup to warm it up for tea. It's very simple, it's very straightforward. Because most of the ceramics that we get are cheap, shitty ceramics, and when you put them in the microwave, they get excruciatingly hot to the touch. So it would be ill-advised for you to touch that cup. See what I've done? I've presented a logical, well-reasoned argument as to why you would not want to do the thing. Is that not very, very fine? Guys, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know where I'm fucking going. I didn't ken which way to go. I've been up here. I've been down there. I got a gun. That's very American. Microwaving isn't as good as sock ketchup. That video was, like, disturbing. The guy, like... oh, God. I did not care for that at all. Alright, well, I guess I'm going through here now. This is where I live now. I'm going that way. I saw it and had to share. I know. But it was, like... Everything about it, like, first of all, let's dissect that video blow by blow, okay? It's not just that he has ketchup and mustard inside of socks hanging on the inside of his refrigerator. That would be upsetting enough. But then the fact that he's putting ketchup and mustard on zucchini, and then he eats it like that's good. Now, if he had put a hot dog in there, then okay, gross. I don't like hot dogs, but at least that's something you put ketchup and mustard on. Whereas putting on a zucchini, it was just a total non sequitur. Everything about that video was made as rage bait. Where, guys? I gotta consult the map. I'm over here. I go over here. Go this way. You go down here. Yeah, okay, go in the hole. Open the door. I'm gonna run out of air. Yeah, this is the gameplay you came here for, right? Okay, so I go up here. I go in here. And then I tried going here. Been to America, and you guys have really good snacks, lots of variety. But your snacks are different from our snacks, and therefore are fun. Like corn pops over there, totally different. Mentos over there, totally different vibe. So, I mean, they're all fine options, is what I'm saying. We do have a lot of snacks, that's true. Like maybe too many snacks. But we don't have the flavor. Trust me, what we have over here is... What we have over here is not flavor so much as
chemicals. That's more what we're about. Does that make sense? Are you guys into chemicals? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. I found the answer, by the way, to my question of what to do here. And it's go up these stairs, go down here into this room, and then don't turn right, turn left. It was there the whole time, just like Sam Reich. I love how slowly the hands move when you find... Yes, I'm going... For all you know, those little metal things at the tips of my hands are electric. And so I'm actually not... Like, I'm not punching them. I'm just touching them with the electric things. That's what's going on there, just so you know. Why am I going in a hole? Why is it deeper here? We have artificial color here, but it's labeled differently. Instead of red number 40, it's Allura red. Same thing, basically. Oh, okay. So you guys have poison, too? Nice. What? My nephew can't have Skittles for the colorings they add? Really? So early in the science days, these are the days of the 1980s, I was hyperactive as a child. Surprise. I know, you're all blown away. Me ma, she did the research into the sciences about that. And she was like, the boy seems more hyper when he does this. The boy seems more hyper when he does that. And so she discovered that it was corn. And she started to do some reading. You know, 80s mom reading. And as it turned out, it was high fructose corn syrup. And this was before people realized that that was terrible for you. And so it was like a big deal that that me ma had discovered the whole thing about high fructose corn syrup, and that I was impacted. So that right there. Oh hey, okay. There's a platform in the center. Good lord. It turns out that I'm like super impacted by that shit. Oh, it is. It is in everything. In the US, yeah, absolutely. And we sugar everything very heavily. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, you bastards. After all of that, it was meant to be higher. Fucking crap. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. I can live with it. It's cheap binding agent, but also cheap sugar filler. I mean, it's just sugar. since like the 1700s, they've been trying to find ways to shove more sugar into us, because sugar is cheaper and easier to grow than like anything else. It just comes out of the fucking ground. You don't even have to do any work for it. And so they were like, yeah, if we could manage to find some way to feed our cattle sugar, you know, but the livestock all got sick, and they would, you know, die of malnutrition and such. So that didn't work out. So then they were just trying to find out, like, how much sugar can we give them instead of actual food? How, like, what percentage can we replace with sugar? And man, we found it. We're at the tipping point. We're like right at the edge of how much culture can put sugar into stuff. It's also super addictive. So I'm just hooked on sugar. And I have been. And every once in a while, I just carb load. I just need sugar in me. It's gross. It's gross. Talk about everything like there's some big conspiracy behind it all, and that's because there is. People who have money want you to be their machine that gives them money and work. You make them money, and you make them, and you do their work for them. Getting a mental image of a cow just sprinting around a field that mock Jesus. What speed exactly is mock Jesus? I'm curious. I'm not familiar with that particular description. Oh sure, you can't hit the. Yeah, go ahead and hit him. See how that works out for you, you prick. He's gonna wreck your shop. You ready? I think I did try your Smarties at one point. They're chocolate? What? Okay, then I definitely didn't. But I remember sometime in the late 90s, early 2000s, I went to Canada and I tried corn pops and they were awesome. Like a big puffy fluffy thing instead of a little sugar turd. And and then I remember we didn't have the like menthol flavored Mentos. We didn't have the fruit flavored Mentos back then. We only had Mentos that were minty. But then when I went to Canada, like the mint tasted different, and they inside they were like fucking blue, like clear blue. So my friends and I were all like, "Oh my god, Canadian Mentos are amazing!" And then you guys had the fruit ones. I was like, holy crap, these are delicious. Love me some fruit Mentos. It doesn't matter what comes, but the food is the service, the manifest is all our life. Yeah. You're doing well, but have not activated all the personality cells in this area. We have been able to find no maps of this structure to help you, but the activation switches must be nearby. Durandal convinced us that this old computer is our only link to the Lost Spit clan, and that bringing back the Lost clan to fight against the Four was our only chance of stalling their invasion of Sol. Nobody here wants to think about what would happen if the Four reached Earth. I don't think it would go well. I think it would go very poorly. Hey! What's that? What is that? Is that some kind of puppy? Come on up here. It's a puppy. It's a puppy. Say hi to the Tolly puppy. Hello there, Tolly puppy. Tolly loves her papa. She's a papa puppy. A kind of papa puppy. She's such a good girl. Look at her with her little dainty paw up on me. She's so cute. Such a good pup. Are they black lab? She's a mix. She's like part black lab. She's probably part pit. We don't know. There's definitely some kind of bully in there. And then we think she's part Basenji. She got fruit bat ears. She's fun. What do you think? Can you show me your ears? Tolly,
Do you want to go? Do you want to go outside? Do you want some supper? Says yes. I want to go outside. Okay. Okay. That was as soon as I said, "Do you want to go outside?" I was trying to get her to stick her ears up, but no, she just was like, "Yes, I do want to go outside." Actually, hang on a second. Dolly's mama's gonna come along and let her out. So yeah, anyway, this is my weird little stream room. That's Aki. It's my granddad. In Norse culture, if you're not good to your deceased relatives, they come back as Draugr and they kill you. So I figured just bring the Draugr inside. Problem solved. He's a welcome guest on our stream. He's always here. He's even got one of my t-shirts. So that's fun. And then this is my wall of many things. And yeah, so it's not your average streamer studio. I don't have like blue lights and a whole lot of Funko Pops, but what I do have is hand-carved effigies of Norse gods. So if that's your thing, there you go. The chair is awesome, very majestic. That used to be my stream chair, but it obscured the entire background. So I decided I'd make it part of the background to kind of accent the whole place. What I'd really like to do, honestly, is to put up like fake stone for that back wall to make it look like there's wood walls and there's stone walls, to make it look more like an old-timey tavern in here, like a Skyrim kind of a vibe is what I'd like to go for. But it's all in the works. I got, more important things to spend my money on than false stone at the moment, like maybe new walls for our exterior porch, our screened porch that the screen is like coming off of. Practical stuff like that. So a door for the screen porch that isn't like bent. Because the door's crap. I don't know. Just some little things like that. But once we get the important projects done, then we'll probably have a little bit more room and time for goofing around. So that was one of the personality cores. What's the matter, fellas? Don't like big blue monster things? They don't like you either. We'll leave him to it. Yeah, hell yeah. Let them fight. I was very new to the concept of a screen door. It was dark outside, and I walked right into it and it flew off. Like, how old were you? I was 11? Okay. That's perhaps a little bit more understandable. I was... I don't know, like... it's always rainy there. So I thought, like, maybe you just didn't know what a screen door was because they just don't have them. So I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, like... I just... My brain just was like, you're like 20, and you walked into the screen door because you're like, the fuck is this? Oh goodness. Good work. The Svit have verified the partial activation of the AI. The four are already curious about what we are doing, but when they realize what we have found, they will go insane. We'll continue trying to replace the weapons you lost when you were captured, but all the heavy ordnance is in high demand, and it may be a few hours before a rocket launcher or flamethrower is available. Well, that's fair. The rest of the AI will have to wait, though. Our base has been infiltrated by 4 androids. The machines are disguised as humans and packed with explosives. Aside from detonating them, we've got no way of telling them apart from our other men, our own men. Their telltale differences are hard to spot until it's too late. We need you to come back and exterminate these simulacrums. No one will be safe until they are all dead. Okay, so how do you tell that they're not really human? Number one, no genitals. And you do kind of have to get close to figure that one out, you know? The two big toes on their feet, the gross green teeth. The red eyes would be kind of a dead giveaway, I would have to say. And then, I don't know what the other things that we're looking at are there. Looks like it's pointing to the guts and the fingers, but then those don't correlate to any images. Like, I see what looks like gross ribs with blue green stuff. I don't know. That's them sure ain't fingers. All right, so the hell you will. Looks like some thing from that movie Silver. I don't think I've ever seen Silver. Tell you what I do know. Is that these fuckers blow up when they get close to you, and if you blow one up and it sends another one flying, that one blows up. So you can accidentally die in here really easily. The usual prescribed solution, just kill all of them. See, those were two normal humans that one just killed. And I am sorry about that. I really am. They move in a serpentine pattern as well. Have you played the marathon scenarios? No, I don't think I have. I've played Marathon, Marathon 2, and Marathon Infinity. But I don't think I've played any scenarios. Return to this terminal when you have detonated all the assimilated humans you can find. Remember, they look just like our guys, but their minds don't work like ours. Sometimes they give themselves away by saying something a real person wouldn't. Watch out for friendly fire, and good luck. Silver, it's about a parasite that takes over a human form, but they're kind of weird bulgy tentacles under the skin being visible. Oh, wow. That sounds cool as hell. I should check that out. Can you like toss a link in the Discord? Because I would love to know more about that. That sounds cool. Yep, you're normal. It's always the guys in green. It's never any other color. See, you're not one of them. Okay, so everybody in this room is cool. You're all cool. Oh, regular guy. Ah, bummer. Sometimes the best test, just, you got full health, run right up to 1. Some of them are cool, like Marathon Apotheosis. They overhaul the text. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I've seen some of those. Apotheosis was really good. I was trying to remake Prime Target in ALF 1. Okay, so this is a recent thing that I've been kicking around as an idea. You know how I mentioned that I wanted to get an old G3 iMac guy? So the idea was I wanted to use the original tools that came with Marathon Infinity. They're called Forge and Anvil, and they will let you build levels, and they'll also let you make enemies and stuff. Like, you basically can build your own modded version of Marathon. And I'm kind of in love with that idea. There are new tools that I could use, but there's just something about the idea of building it on the original tools that really appeals to me. It's a harebrained scheme, and it won't come to anything, I know. But let me dream my silly dream. Coming over here? Come here. Alright, this room is cool. Everybody in this room is cool. I was using the newer tools like Wheelan. I was checking those out. I had a look at the stuff on ALF1. Because that's obviously what I'm playing on right now is ALF1.
Let's go!
What are we doing? What? There's bad guys in here now.
Get out of the way! Hurry, get out of the way! Ah!
Oh my god. I had forgotten that this level actually injects, like, you know, real enemies in as well.
Frog blast event card! Ah!
You shut your whore mouth. You damn fake weirdos. Did you hear him say frog blast the vent core? That's not a normal thing for a person to say. That was definitely a bad spot to be in. There's no arguing that point. Yeah, I knew you weren't normal. Knew you weren't normal from the second I looked at you. But yeah, I've been kicking around the idea for a while of doing a total conversion for Marathon. Technically speaking, if I was going to make a game in an old game engine, it would probably make more sense to do it in the build engine, because it is frankly a better engine than this, but it doesn't have the same nostalgia quality for me. Yeah, see, I knew you would be. I knew you would be. The slow, steady way of getting through this level. Just get hit by one guy at a time. It'll be fine. The problem is that if I shoot one who isn't a simulacrum, sometimes they get mad and start shooting at me. And that presents an issue. It's my favorite engine. I like it for its simplicity. I really admire the simplicity of it too, and I admire the fact that the creators literally were like, hey, we're gonna make a game. We're gonna put out all of the tools that you need to make that game too. And I don't know of too many other companies that did that at that time. All right, guys, you're in the way. Ah! I gotta head off to bed. It's been a pleasure, Pat. Hey, night guy, I hope you have a good night. I'm gonna be calling it a night here myself pretty soon. It's getting to that hour. In fact, it is 6 minutes before that hour, because I usually call it at 8. And the short answer is that once the night guy goes, well, there's not much point in being here anymore. It's just not the same without him, you know what I mean? So, actually, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you to everybody who joined the stream. Not the least of whom is Nyguy, my faithful mod, my precious boy! And it was good to see Caffeine Hag. It was good to see Who else popped in? Tempest popped in as well. And I want to thank my new follow, Mutant Duma Z, who I'm gonna call Duma, if that's okay. Unless Duma Z is something else. What do you want me to call you? Got a preference? Dumas? Not really sure. But yeah, it's Duma is fine. I'm not picky. All right, cool. Well, then you're officially Duma. But thanks very much for following, and I really appreciate you joining us. I will pick up and play some more Marathon at some point or another. This Sunday, like I said, it's Mass Effect. We're gonna start that up, and usually what I do is I'll play like a big game with like a long story and everything, and that'll be like my Sunday game. And then I try to make Wednesday night and Friday night like shorter streams where I do something like this. It's a little bit more digestible, a little bit more palatable. So that's kind of where I'm at. But every once in a while, once I get into a game, and I just can't stop playing it. And then I might end up just playing just Mass Effect every freaking night. I don't know. So hopefully I won't get out of control, because that does horrible things to the algorithm and makes YouTube hate me when I repost videos. So hopefully I'll have the good common sense to do something different, have a little variety in there. As long as I get my daily dose of a handsome bearded man, we're good. All right. Well, like I said, thanks very much for tuning in. And Duma, I hope I see you again. But if I don't, much obliged. Until the next time, it's good night and good luck.